Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, doing what we do best, breaking down the game you and I love for the hardcore, smart college football fan. That would be you. And if it's not you, you stick it right here. You stay, you lock it in, and we'll educate you. All right, we got the Wholesome One on the line talking Miami football. Join him on his YouTube channel, the Wholesome One, HOLSUM, and the number one. We are going position by position, breaking down the Canes. Please lock it in right here again. Help us support the channel. Grab the Amazon link in the description section below. Join us on Patreon for 2 exclusive live streams each and every week at our Voice of College Football community as well. At the linebacker position, I'm going to date myself, Wholesome One. I'm going to go back to the New Orleans Saints of the early 90s and all the way back to the Pittsburgh Steelers of the mid to late 70s and winning 4 Super Bowls. The heart of the defense, the core, was 2 linebacking units, which with Ricky Jackson, Pat Swilling, and Sam Mills for the Saints. It was Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, 2 Hall of Famers, Andy Russell for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were stalwarts that played together as a unit, as a linebacking unit, year after year after year after year together, which is just doesn't happen. You take that to the college level, and it doesn't happen because obviously to get 3 outstanding players recruited at the same time with the ability to step on the field at the same time as freshmen, play as a unit, and sustain that for 4 years is unheard of completely at the college unit. But that's what you've got at the University of Miami with those 3 outstanding starting linebackers.
You know your Miami Hurricanes information, right?
That's right.
Cameron's been giving us some great info. Yes, these linebackers. And the beautiful part about experience is something you can't teach. It is the greatest teacher. With these young men, they have been through it all at the University of Miami. Coming in as true freshmen in 2016 and being a part of the new turnaround of the program. Losing 4 close games, 1 by a block extra point to Florida State, 1 with a horrific offense to North Carolina, but going on a 5-game win streak, Mark, and bringing the first bowl game win versus West Virginia in over a decade. Then they go into 2017, riding the 15-game winning streak. Stats all over the place. They make All-American. They do the all-conference this. They make all the plays. But we go on a 3-game losing streak that derailed the program. But we're still winning a little hot going into 2018. And Mark also experienced having all that hype around not only your position group, not only the defense, not only our coaches, but the team being as high as ranked number 8 in the country and going 7-6. So they have experienced it all as a unit together. And they have fought and played through with, praise to God, healthiness all the way through all 3 seasons. And now they've come back for their 4th season to pull it all together. And that's the reason why they all came back, because they saw what they had done over the last 3 years, the up and down, and they want to go out on and up. 10 wins or more is what Shaq Quarterman wants. And that is what Shaq Quarterman will make sure happens. Let's talk about the captain, Shaq Quarterman. 6'1", 230-pound senior. He has fluctuated his weight. He has realized that as a freshman, he wanted to be a powerlifter and knock people's heads off. As a sophomore, he realized he needed to get a little more coverage. And as a junior, kind of pulled it all together as being a hard hitter, a sound tackler, cerebral, but could also cover to a certain extent. The consistency of Shaq Quarterman is what we all love about him. 250 total tackles, 31 TFLs, and 11 sacks, Shaq Quarterman. Next to him, I call him the playmaker. Most people call Michael Irvin the playmaker. Defensive playmaker is Mike Pinckney, weak side linebacker number 56. 6'1", 228 pounds, also a senior. 203 total tackles, 29.5 TFLs, 10 sacks, and 3 interceptions to date for Mike Pinckney. Might be that those 2 right there are battling for who's going to be picked first in the NFL, but they also come with such chemistry together. Shaq taking on blocks and Mike Pinckney shooting gaps, blitzing and Mike Pinckney taking over the middle, understanding that Shaq is not as well in coverage, so we might want to sit him at the quarterback. Learning what each other does and reacting off of it and not even having to think. That's what we mess up at. Our defense is having to think, and we false step. They don't do that. They work together. Chemistry. Now, the player who's been injured and hasn't shown as much and has left a lot to be desired is Zach McCloud, 6'3", 230-pound senior. Hopefully, he can turn the corner. A former 3-4 outside linebacker in high school, turned strong side linebacker in a 4-3 in college, 129 total tackles, 12.5 TFLs, 3.5 sacks to date for him. Behind those three starters is a lot of inexperience and, unfortunately, a lot of injuries. Bradley Jennings, number 44, 6'1", 230-pound redshirt sophomore, 15 total tackles and 1 fumble recovery to date. He's coming off of an unknown injury going into the fall. Patrick Joyner, redshirt freshman, 6'2", 235 pounds, only 5 total tackles, 2.5 TFLs, but coming off an amazing spring game, an amazing last couple of practices, going from defensive end to linebacker, an elite playmaker, and one of my favorite players going into the future. And he's also wearing 52, my personal favorite number. Sam Brooks, 6'2", 205-pound freshman, coming in from the illustrious Miami Northwestern senior high school, played defensive end in high school, coming to play linebacker for the University of Miami. We're excited about what he can bring to the table. Quick, fast rusher. But we're going to see if he can play linebacker. Now, one of the players who was 1B at that weak side linebacker with Mike Pickney is Wayman Steed, Miami Central alum. 5'11", 223 pound sophomore. Only 3 total tackles to his name, but he's also had an injury-riddled season. And DeAndre Wilder, 6'3", 202-pound redshirt sophomore, 10 total tackles, battling a severe neck injury and might have a career ending. He might be out for the rest of his career. So that is our linebacker play. It's hard-nosed, it's downhill, it's aggressive, but it's also 3 starters who are extremely experienced and ready to solidify their careers as Miami Hurricanes.
And solidify their careers. And I'm sure you would agree that, as you mentioned, with the Shaq Quarterman challenge and personal challenge to himself and this linebacking core to get wins on the board for this team and to take it personally, despite the efforts of the defense ranking in the top 5 to 10 in the nation the past few years, the disappointment of the 6 losses and the bowl loss last year and short in the Coastal Division, that they're taking it personally. We've got one more go around. We got one more try at this. To make it right. We won a division 2 years ago, but what can we accomplish as seniors? We're going to take it personally. We're going to put this defense and this team on our backs and lead this team to something special this year under a coach who's really motivated to make a mark and be a legend at Miami. And you got to think that not that they haven't given their all for this university and for this football program, but that extra chip on their shoulder, that extra motivation is going to be there.
Absolutely, and it's the one thing about that linebacker position. He is a John Beeson obsessor. Talking about Shaq Quarterman, that's his favorite player. That was his favorite player growing up. And John Beeson has a lot of wins under his belt. So I expect to see Shaq Quarterman take over a couple football games this year with also Mike Pickney. Thank you all for having me on Mark Rogers TV. Thank you all so much, and go Canes.